this cutie. I don't know what it says under there, but who can't resist a little elephant mug? So I am in the Goodwill boutique in Las Vegas, and I've just come in the door and I spotted these really sparkly candlesticks. So I checked to see if they had a mark, and they did not. This is a fairly small store, and tonight it is not very busy. This had a neat look to it. This is fake crazing. It's done on purpose to make it look like it has some age, but boy, may poison food. That always kind of freaks me out, and it was a new piece. Sold from a discount store. Everything here is pretty much on top of little racks. I liked this green piece of glass. It had kind of that Empoli look to it, but it was $12.99, so I didn't even look at the bottom. So I'm just kind of walking around. This had a Blanco look to it, but you can see the quality is definitely not there. It's wavy. It is a West Elm, a new piece. I think this store is really just trying to turn into more of a Target home goods kind of a place. It's been this way the last few times I've come in here. It's more and more of just this newer home decor stuff. I do find pieces occasionally, but usually it's like this. I liked the froggies on the planner. It was a newer piece, again, not any age to it. It was $7.99, and I wrestled with it, but really a piece like this I can sell for $25 to $30. So that's not leaving me where I want to be with my margins after all the fees are paid and everything. And I am so sorry. I know I'm watching this back and I'm making myself dizzy. These were Corelle, which surprised me. I didn't even know Corelle made porcelain. So it's Corelle porcelain. This silver plate tea set had a nice look to it, but you can see it is marked with stickers, and the stickers are faded, so I don't know who done it. $12.99 for 3 pieces. Not bad, but it's not an old piece. It's probably vintage, just not old enough to have the value that I need to see for me to resell. This was a painted glass bowl, which I thought was pretty nice. I mean, there was some nice things, don't get me wrong. It is just not the kind of stuff that I make money on. I had to see what was inside here, and then I was like, ooh, brownies. Yum. These mugs caught my eye, but it was $12.99 for a set of 8, which is probably good. I couldn't find any comps, though. Just pointing out that it was for all 8 cups. I did round the corner and I spotted these, which I thought could have been Fire and Light for a minute, but then I see that they are Blanco, and they still have the Blanco tags. Now, I'm not real thrilled about paying $12.99, but I know that I can get 30 bucks a piece for these based on what they are, the eye appeal, the fact that they are Blanco. So I am going to take a chance on these. Or so I thought. Keep watching. And again, whoops, close your eyes for a minute. Sorry. I don't know why I've been looking at bowls lately. I just bought some, so I don't need any more bowls. Okay, that guy right there, he's going to be my trouble here, as you will see in just a moment. I think the employees here were bored tonight. I really liked this set. It is Mexican blown glass. It's something I would have to sell at the booth, so I left that one right there on the shelf. Now, again, the employees are bored, and there he goes. He's going to go get the manager because he's been kind of stalking me and noticing that I was filming. Now, I wasn't worried because I filmed many times with permission in this very store. So I didn't ask this time because they've always allowed me to film here, and I didn't think this was any different than any other time.
Well, that's a big divided dish. There's my chef's. Well, I was going to shop with you in a Goodwill boutique that I go to and I film at all the time. And I have filmed openly and have the employees and the manager welcome what I was doing. But tonight's manager decided that I was not allowed to film in their Goodwill boutique. So they tossed out a paying customer. Okay, there are 6 other Goodwills here in Las Vegas that I can shop at. No problem. So I am at another Goodwill, and there is about an hour and 15 minutes till closing. So I'm going to go in and see what I can find and make the best of this one. All right. See you inside.
So right off the bat, I spot this adorable little bunny on a lettuce plate, and the bonus is he's half price, so he's only going to cost $1.50. He's not any like brand name or anything, but we do have Easter coming, so boom, in the cart he goes. I looked at this mask, but I can tell it's kind of a home project. There are some that do sell well, but you have to go for the quality. Cute little doggy. And I do pick up these flocked animals, but this one was made in China. You want the ones that are like made in Hong Kong, maybe even sometimes Taiwan are the older ones, but made in China is definitely not old enough to have enough value. Look how good I was passing that little bird. I liked this butter dish. It's Country Club by Mikasa, and it sells for about 18 bucks, as you can see. I then spot these bunnies, and they did not appeal to me as much. They weren't as cute as the lettuce plate bunny, so I left those ones. This reminded me of a fairy lamp, but it wasn't, and when I picked it up, it had a really cheap, new feel to it. It's hard to explain. Some of you know what I'm talking about. If you've picked up that piece and you go, oh, it just doesn't have the weight or the feel of the vintage glass. That's why I say, get your hands on it. I love that sign right there, because I think we all need that. I thought this was wood at first. It really fooled me, but nope, it was all porcelain, and it's on the equivalent of a collector plate, which is why I didn't even go any further with that. Then I'm excited. I see birdies. And then I'm realizing, oh wait, these are just duplicates. And I considered getting one of these for my bird wall, but I'm not even sure how big my bird wall is going to be at my new house. So I used a little discipline and I left the birdies behind. Sometimes that's hard to do. I did pick up a few of these silver plate pieces. Again, this one has a sticker. You want the ones that have the name engraved into it. Again, here's a new piece of glass that's made to look like an old piece of glass. Cute frog. I considered getting him, but not for $4. Really sad. There's just nothing on the shelves. Then I spot this little guy and I see, oh, it's got an artist name on it, Francine Green, and it's kind of signed on the bottom. But there was something a little, okay, for lack of a better word, juvenile about that signature and the way this was done. So I did leave it behind. I couldn't find a Francine Green, a famous artist, so I think I'm okay. Here is the Easter section here. Again, I'm super, super envious of Crazy Lamp Lady's awesome, awesome Easter shelves at her Goodwills. These are supposed to be like bookshelves, but they are both missing pieces and in pretty bad shape, so I left those. This piece intrigued me, so I'm always picking up pieces of wood items that look like they could have age, because wood is generally pretty easy to spot age on. I thought this eagle kind of, I'm not even sure what it is, looked pretty cool, but it was very flimsy, bent, and not so great once I got my hands on it. And again, I am going to check out some of the metal pieces, even though they're just really not my thing, but it doesn't hurt to look. I know some of these old truths. I know there's so many of you go, you pass this and you pass that, but I got to tell you, doing this as long as I have done, I have found the things that bring me joy in researching, selling, photographing, and then there are those items that I dread, and metal items are just one of those things I dread. So it's got to be worth a whole lot for me to pick it up. Cruising through the glass. This was a little intriguing just because of the shape, but it was super cloudy and it would have to have some work put into it. Again, another one of those things I dread is putting any kind of work into making something sellable. This is a newer piece. And you can see there's a UPC code, but you can tell just by feeling the pottery, there was no ridges. It looked like there was ridges, but there was no ridges from a hand-thrown piece. Now this piece is really intriguing. I don't think I've ever seen anything with 3 little like stem holders on the inside. I guess that's what you'd call those. Those of you who know more than I about planters, please share with me what those, how you would use that. And I would have picked that up had it not had a big giant crack. But don't worry, I go back for the little blue piece. Yep, there he goes. He's going in my cart because that one is unique. And this piece looked interesting, but then when I got my hands on it, there you see, it's a new piece. And somehow I knew that was a new piece, but I just had to look. And that's just too big and obnoxious to ship. And I did like this little hobnail piece, but not for $5. More painted glass. And those were newer. I thought making this little shoe into a planter was a cute idea. Very creative. All right, boring shelves. But now we're in dishes, which can also be boring. Hopefully we'll find something good. Now I did spot this little, it's made in Germany. It's a little, I don't know, not really like a cake dish, dessert server. I don't know what you'd call this. But the transfer on it was not done very well. You can see white kind of coming through the ribbing. And there's not a whole lot else that's exciting on these shelves. I thought this was pretty. I liked the colors. It's Royal Albert Canadian emblems. This piece would sell for about $12 to $15. So it's not right at where I want to be with my price point, and that's why I left it behind. Hopefully another reseller will grab it up and make some money on it. I thought this was Italian, but nope, it was just some general dishes that were microwave and dishwasher safe. This piece also had a nice look, but it came from Home Goods and I couldn't really peel and see who done it. It was big, shipping would be high on it, so I left that one. And then this is just a travesty. This kind of breaks my heart. Not that these were old or valuable, but very desirable for resale. The amount of stuff that just gets destroyed. Ugh. We're such a wasteful society. There, I said it. And not spotting much. Not really stocking a lot of heart stuff in my store. Valentine's Day is going to be here and gone before we know it. Now, I do like sunflowers, and this was a half price. Blue stickers were half price, so for $2.50, I decided I could do something with this canister. It's a $20 to $30 sale, pretty easily. So I was looking for any damage, and I didn't see any, so I popped that in my cart. And then I spot these. Now, I don't know. They've just got a little series of numbers on them, kind of like Lefton does, but no other name. I'm not exactly even sure what their purpose is. Is the opening on the top super tiny? See, I do get that one off and I look, but I decide this is the kind of thing that has good eye appeal. It's definitely vintage. There are a pair of them. Even though they're $3.99 each, I grabbed them. And then I spot some more canisters, and these are also half price, so $4. And they do have a name on them, which I don't remember what it is. Nothing high end. This is a tortoiseshell glass, but when I picked it up, it was super lightweight and kind of cheaply made. So that told me it was a newer, not so valuable piece. The candy dish, $7. I left of that. Cookie jar, $8. I left that. It's not old. It's just a fish. I found these absolutely stunning. I don't know why there was 2 tea infusers and only 1 teapot, but details. But not a bad set. Not a bad set. They were asking $15 for all of it, so there was money to be made there. Just didn't want to deal with it. Then I find there is another piece of fused glass that I'm trying to, I mean, these shelves were such a mishmash of stuff just thrown everywhere. I wish I could just spend a day in Goodwill and rearrange the shelves. That'd be fun. But there was something I just didn't like about this piece. It's AR designs. Those big bubbles in the corner, it looks like they meant to put them there, but they were very offsetting to me. And yellow's just not one of my favorite colors for glass. Well, for much. This was a newer piece of pottery. Pine, I want to say it was Pine Village. Okay, I'm looking in the box. You guys scold me when I don't look in the boxes. Generally, the boxes don't reveal anything very exciting. This is a piece of flashed glass. It's made to look like the antique souvenir pieces, but it is not. It's more of a 70s piece. Thought maybe that was Italian, but it was a newer Target. Then I spot this, and it's just sitting here in amongst all of like the office supplies and that kind of stuff. And I'm looking, it's a masterpiece by Homco. I have sold these very well in the past. By very well, it means that I do get my $20 plus margin that I'm looking for. Plus, it's just super cute. Now, I didn't see any damage on it at the time, but now after bringing it home, I do see there's one teeny tiny little chip on one of the flowers. It's not a big deal. They have a whole shelf full of these Millennial Bug Catcher, which I don't quite understand. I can tell that it's a notepad. I see that. What I was trying to figure out is if it was Post-it notes or if it's just paper. Because if it was Post-it notes, this would be a really good deal. But if it's just paper, well, then it's just paper. And I think with the amount of these that they have them priced just a little bit too high, and they're going to be around for a while. And I don't know why those had frog tongues. I don't get it. And then there's these garden art sets, kind of stationery set with a diary. And I'm thinking do they all not have a pen, or just that one had the pen stolen? So I open up another one because curiosity always kills me. I have to know. Look, there's the pen. So yeah, they do come with a pen. So those are pretty cute, but it's not something that I really sell. So I'm not interested in those. And I do kind of just, gander through the rest of this because you just never know. Look, there's mugs over on this side now too. And now we're in the glassware. And the first ones I spot are these Crystal d'Arcs. And I know I'm probably saying that wrong. But what was different was these little cobalt blue pieces down in the stem. And that told me these are different. And they were half price. So $1.50 for me to figure it out. And those I have seen before. I'm intrigued by them, but I do see them often. And that's usually an indicator of something that's not worth buying, is if you see it in multiple stores over and over. I liked these little waffle cone. They were glass. Usually you see them in plastic. These were glass. I did like them, but not enough to buy them. I know, there was kind of like a little Fire King pedestal mug there. Just really not something that I've had a lot of success with, so sorry, I didn't even look to see who it was. Kind of the same. I don't dig real deep in the mugs either. Something really has to jump out at me. And then I'll take a little closer look. But I'm not seeing anything doing that to me today here on these shelves either. And I'm kind of hurrying too because this store was getting close to closing time. So got to keep that in mind too. I like this little cardinal, I know he comes from Michael's and he's not worth a whole bunch, but they sold him to me for 99 cents. So he came home with me.
I also found this cutie. I don't know what it says under there, but who can't resist a little elephant mug? Nice spot. Sitting over here. It's a little elephant cup. Does that come out? I don't know if he's worth $2.99 to me though. I think we're gonna leave him for $2.99. He was cute though. So I spent about $70 there, and I got some pieces of art that I'm going to have to show you, but I just got some really just cool pieces of art that kind of tugged at me, and I hope that you like them too. That sounded really cheesy. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna kick my feet up, because remember I said a couple videos back I was going to start doing some self-care and taking care of myself. And one of those is I'm going to stop working at a reasonable time and just relax and be with the kids, be with the animals, and put work behind me for the day. So I hope you can do that too. And with that, go be profitable and make it fun. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.